Simple note-taking apps for Windows, best, easy, and free options. So here we will be comparing the 3 best note-taking apps for Windows that are easy to use and free for everyday notes. We have over here a Notion and Evernote and Obsidian. So these are the 3 top note-taking apps I have, and I will be going over these with you. So these 3 apps we have here, in them we have Obsidian over here, so let's take a look at that. With Obsidian, it is a markdown based note app with linked notes and graph view. It is focused on personal knowledge, deep thinking, and connections. And then let's go down and look at our other app, and that was Obsidian. Let's take a look at Notion next. So Notion is a block-based workspace combining notes, databases, lists, and more. It is extremely flexible but can feel a little bit overwhelming if you're not sure what you're doing. And then after that, we have our third app, which is Evernote. So let's go there and see. Evernote is basically a classic note taking tool that specializes in capturing text, images, web clips, PDFs, and searchable content. It has recently been updated with modern AI features, and you should really make the best use of them. So, all 3 of these have free versions, and you can use them for free, but they each take a different approach. Every app is designed considering different features in mind, and then it inclines more towards a specific style. So, a Notion would be inclined towards a different style, Evernote would have different features, and Obsidian would have a different concept in mind. And what you need to do is figure out which one it really suits the kind of work that you are doing, and then go towards that option. So in order to understand that, we will be going into detail, and let's first look at Obsidian. And setting up Obsidian or installing Obsidian is a very easy and simple and straightforward. All you have to do is go to your web browser, type in Obsidian, and then you're going to be taken to a section where you can decide which system you need Obsidian for. You're going to select your system, whether if it's Windows or if it's Mac or whatever system it is, you're going to select that one, and then you're going to install it. Once it's installed, you're going to run it, and you will only need to put in a name for your first vault that will be created. For example, you can see down here, there is your vault and its name. So you're just going to have to put that in, and after that, you will be here on your workspace in Obsidian. And then the vault that you have just created is going to be one vault, and you can have multiple vaults. As you can see down here, I have so many vaults here, and if you click on manage vaults, you can create a new vault and start using that. And in order to take a note, whenever you want to take a note, you're going to just go up here, click here, and instantly you will have created your note. So this is your first note. You can create it instantly, and you can even start working on it instantly as well. So just go ahead and start taking your notes, and it is that simple, easy, and straightforward. And then we have Notion. So with Notion, what you need to do is you're going to have to sign up. You can sign up or log in on your desktop using your Gmail. I have used my Gmail here, and then you can either enter in your email or your Gmail or use it on the web as well. So what you're going to do is after signing up, you can create a new page. So you're going to go down here, and you're going to click on a new page. And this is your new page. You can start typing in. That will be your heading, and then you can have whatever note that you want to take, and you can start taking that. So you can click here, or if you go up here, this says create new page. You can click here as well, and you can start creating your new page. You can add in any icons, you can add a cover, you can add any comments here. You can also get the help of AI and ask AI for any kind of help that you need. You also have the AI note taker, where you can use your voice to take your notes, and it will take notes through audio as well. You have databases, you have forms that you can put in here, and you even have a wide variety of templates that you can use. So you can put in templates, and then you have some more options as well. You can have the board view, table, list. You can also access your calendar, and view your gallery and import files from there as well. So this has a lot of other options as well. Rather than just typing in text, you can add in and import multimedia as well. So just click over here and you can start adding in your text, and then what you can do is you can add in any checklist or any bullet list or any database if you want to add that in. So you have an option here. You can add an empty one, you can build one with AI, or you can use any of these suggested options. So you could enter that in. If you want to enter in any meeting notes, you can do that and just click continue, and that will be added. So very simple and straightforward. And to add in this, you just go over here, and if you go down, you could add in a bulleted list or anything like that. Notion saves everything automatically online, so you can access it from any device. Now let's head over to Evernote, and in order to start Evernote, which we have over here, what you're going to do is you're going to install the Windows app. You can also access it on the web like I am doing over here, but if you're someone who's going to use this long term, then you're going to install the Windows app, and then over there you're going to create a notebook. So if you go over here and you go down to notebooks here and click this add button, you can create a new notebook. You're just going to put in the name for your notebook, and we'll just name it notebook for now and click create, and then your notebook will be created. So we're just going to go back, and then this is your first notebook which I created, and you have that here. And then as soon as you create a notebook, then you can start writing a new note. So here I can just start writing down, and this is the text you can see, and then up here you have all of these options for your text. For text on Evernote, you can go up here and you can insert some items. What you can do is you can add in or enter any new task, any new linked note, and any table of contents if you want to add that. There is divider and quotes, and then you have your headings. You can add in a bullet list here too, like we did on Notion, and you can add in a checklist, any numbered list or checkbox as well. And what is very impressive about Evernote is that you can add in media to your notes as well, such as image, file, record some audio, or a sketch even. So these are some things that you can add in. And in addition to that, you have a lot of options for the text too. For text here, you have the AI option. So you can use AI to help you generate text, or if you select text here and then you select AI, you have options with a summarize. You can summarize your text, you can paraphrase it, and you can use help to write something. You can even humanize or translate it. So that is a very interesting option here. What else you have is a text, sizes and fonts. Here you have different fonts that you can use, and then you have the text size here as well, and you have colors. So this is a unique feature. You can add in any colors to your text. So if you select your text here, you can start adding in any color that you want to use. So we're going to change it back to white, and then bold, italics, and all these tools. So you have all available tools that you usually have for text on really advanced apps too. You have them right here in Evernote. So you can add these options, you can strike through and superscript and subscript as well. And here you can also paste images that you need to paste, and you can use the web clipper right away too. So Evernote makes capturing extremely easy. So now let's talk a little bit about the user interface and editing for the three apps under consideration. First of all, we'll go with Obsidian. So with the user interface, we have is that Obsidian uses a clean and markdown editor. Obsidian uses a clean markdown editor. There is no web interface unless you set up sync or publish. So you don't have any space for a web, or there's like no web interface here. You just have your tabs, you have your note which can be opened up, and then you have your graph view which can be opened up, and you can split this up and view those together. And that's almost basically it. And then you can open up a note over here. Let's open up a note. And so you can have a note, you can have your graph view, you can attach any PDF to your note, you can drag and drop that. So if you have any file, any PDF or Word or any document on your computer, then you can drag and drop that and view that. If you have any images, then you can drag and drop those and include those here, but you cannot get them from the web and you cannot download them, or like there's just no option here for the web unless you get the setup, which is a sync. Then you can have some web options, but still not those equivalent or close to Notion or Evernote. Obsidian is great for text first users who want control, but on the downside, it can feel technical at first because of Markdown. So, with Notion here, if we talk about the user interface and editing, what we have is that it is block based editor. Every piece of content, for example, the task, the list, the header, database, is a movable block. So if we just go here, so let's look at the project manager. You have your calendars and you have these other options. You can move these around, you can shift their spaces. You can also go down here and view your tasks. And here, these can also be shifted from one place to another. You're really in control of all of these things and you can move them around however you seem fit and make it appearance wise exactly how you would like it. Whatever would make it more convenient for you, you can do that. And then the many layouts that you have with Notion makes notes look organized and visual. So if you click here, you have the calendar view, and then if you go over here and look for more options, if you click on new view, then you can have a table view, you can have board view. If you click here, then you have the board view over here. You can create more, and this is the board view. You can add that kind of layout, and then the calendar and the board, and you have other options as well. So you have several layouts which you can use on Notion, and this makes your notes look really organized, and in a visual way you can organize them visually as well if you're someone who likes to organize things visually. And the downside for Notion would be that there is more complexity than any basic note app. But if you don't have a problem with complexity, then it is perfect for you. So now let's move towards Evernote. And like we did discuss before, we have the text for Evernote here. And the classic rich text editor is available here, and that feels familiar if you've used traditional note apps. With Evernote, you can also drag images, PDFs, and clips directly into the notes. So like we did for Obsidian, you can drag and drop any PDFs or any images over here. You can add in clips here as well, and you can just directly drag and drop them and view them there. But the downside for Evernote would be that the visual style isn't as modern as Notion. A lot of layout options in Notion, and here you do have calendar here, and you have your notes here, you have files, and you have templates here as well. But still, if you compare the different apps, Notion would still have a more modern view as compared to Evernote. But then again, if you're more into simplicity and you like a more minimal or simple layout, then Evernote is perfect for you. So now let's take a look at the organization and structure of all three of our apps which are under consideration, and we're going to go over how they are organized. And we'll start with Obsidian. So with Obsidian, you have a folder based storage and you have backlinks. So over here you can see all of these folders that we have, and all of your notes are organized into folders. You just drag your note and you put it into whichever folder you want to put it into, and then you can have subfolders as well. So we have a main folder, and then we have subfolders, and in those subfolders we have our notes, which you can open up and you can see. You can have notes, you can have documents, and you can have other notes as well. And then that is the folder view. After that, you also have notes connected via links, and you also get to see a graph view of the relationships. So in Obsidian, you're going to see how those notes are connected. For example, if we can just open up a note here which has a link in it. So this is also just a sample note with a link inside it. So this note is linked to the note called tissues here. So this is the link, and if you click here on this link, then that note is going to open up. And that is how in Obsidian you have links, and then these links are represented through the graph view. You can see how those notes are linked together, and you see a graph view of those relationships. So Obsidian is great for building a knowledge base. Now let's look at the organization and structure in Notion. With Notion, you have pages and subpages, and this is the page. So in pages, you can have subpages. For example, this is a page over here. If you want, you can go to pages here, and if you click plus, you can add a page inside of this page. You can enter in whatever kind of information you want to, and then that is going to be the page inside of your first page. So you can have pages and subpages, and then you'll have databases for advanced structuring as well, which you have seen before, and we have seen that we have templates for that as well. So if you go up here and you want to add anything, let's go ahead and click add over here. And if you click add, then you get all of these long list of options that you can add into the page. And then here you have databases. You can add in a full database page, or you can add in inline as well. So you can add all of these, and you can also have different views in Notion as well. With Notion, you can build tables. You have a lot of options for tables and Kanban boards and calendars, all tied to notes. So again, if you click on the add icon, you have table here. You can add in any tables. And then if you go down, you have images, videos, audios. You can add in all of that too. But basically, you have tables. You have a board view here, so you can add in the Kanban board, and you can add in calendars. If you go down, you can add that in as well. So you have all these options for organization of your notes. This makes it more than just a note app. It is a whole workspace because of all the features that you can add in to your notes. It becomes more than just an app. And then next we have Evernote. So if we look at the organization and structure in Evernote, what we notice is that it uses notebooks, tags, and stacks. So you have notebooks over here, if you can see, and then you have tags here, which are used by Evernote. And it is just easier to drop notes into a category and find them later. So you're just going to create your notes, and then you can put your notes into any kind of category. So if you just pick this up and you want to put it in notebooks, then and you have like several notebooks, then you can just put it in there, or you can put it in any organized folders that you have made. You can put your folders, just come over here, take down your notes, and then you can organize your notes into whatever folders or whatever divisions that you have created. So this is just basically, it's really easy to drop these notes into a category, and then you can filter them by tags, or you can go to the search and you can find them later. So using Evernote for note taking, or the kind of organization that is available, is more of the traditional notebook organization. So the traditional notebook style that you usually have, you just take your notes and then you organize them. That is what is followed here in Evernote. And that is how it is slightly different from Notion, where Notion has a more modern approach and Evernote has a more traditional approach to note taking. So because they have different styles, they would appeal differently to different users. And then our next point that we are going to consider is about search and findability in all three of the apps that we are considering. So when we talk about search and findability, let's look at Evernote first, because it's just opened up here. What we see here is that it is one of the fastest search engines in note apps. So if you go up here, this is where you can search. It even reads text in images and PDFs in the search area here. So you can even go through images and PDFs as well. That is what makes it one of the fastest search engines in note apps. Because it will go through all your workspace and it is going to find exactly what you need, even if it has to go through any of the multimedia. And of course, the notes that you have taken are, of course, included in there as well. So it has a very extensive search area that it can consider and go through. This makes Evernote powerful for large archives of mixed media. So definitely it is very powerful especially in terms of mixed media. You might have, images and clips and audios, and all those things are being taken care of here on Evernote. And when you go through the search or you want to filter anything out, if those multimedia are included, then it would be so beneficial. You won't have to go through them by hand or manually. You'll just type it in and it will be sorted for you. So this is like a major benefit that Evernote has over the other apps. If we go over search and findability in Obsidian, what we notice is that we have a local search across your vault. So it's not going to search across all of the vaults, which the vault which you are using right now, that will be considered, and the search will be made across that vault only. So if you go up here, you can search across your vault that you are using, and that search will be blazing fast. So if you type in a hashtag, then you can access all of the tags very quickly, very easily. So you just type that in, and these are all of the hashtags you have. And then let's just type in R, and then you get only these ones. So it is actually blazing fast, but it is a local search across your vault. So you can search note contents and linked references. If you go through your notes and you need to search any content of a note, then you can search that. And if you want to search up any linked references, then you can search that up as well, because there are going to be a lot of links here in Obsidian with your notes. So you can search those as well. And then you can also add in tags that you can search. So those searches are going to be available and easy and fast, but they will be limited to your vault and just the notes and links. Because a lot of multimedia is not supported on Obsidian, then of course you won't be able to search that as well. Considering the content that it does support, the search is pretty good and powerful. And then we have Notion over here. We're also going to go over findability in Notion, how good search works here. So with Notion, you have good search across pages and databases. So when you go and search up here, you can search through different databases and you can search through pages as well. This works well, but sometimes a little bit slower if you have lots of big databases. Now you can sort your search. You can also use titles only in your search. You can filter it by that, or you can sort by created date or team space as well. So you can search in a specific area, for example, a specific project or a specific page, or you can search in all of your content. So you can search everywhere as well, and you can search by date. So the search here is powerful and is very good. You can search across all of your different categories, but the limiting factor here would be that if you have big databases, it does tend to slow down and you'll have a slower access in terms of that. And lastly, we will be looking at offline and sync. So first of all, we'll take a look at Obsidian for that. With Obsidian, we have seen that it is fully offline by default and your files live locally. You can sync via plugins or Obsidian Sync if you want cloud support, but otherwise it is fully offline. Evernote, on the other hand, supports sync out of the box to cloud, and the offline support depends on the plan that you are using. So the free tier has limits, but if you have any upgraded versions, then you will get some offline support. And then if you have a more advanced version, then you will definitely have offline support. So with Obsidian, we did not have an option. It was completely offline, but with Evernote, we do have sort of a mixed view. With Evernote, we have the option of online and we have the option of some offline availability as well, but that is going to be limited and it depends entirely on which plan you are using. And then we have Notion. With Notion, what we see is that you have cloud sync everywhere, so that is available. You can sync with cloud and that would make it be available everywhere. You can access it from any place that you need to, so that is very convenient to have this kind of access. And then if you consider offline, the offline is improving but still not as reliable as Obsidian's local setup. So you don't have a lot of offline options with Notion. With Obsidian, you had complete offline reliability, and with Evernote, you did have a little bit, depending on the plan. But with Notion, offline version is something which is improving and needs a little bit more improving, and it is not really there yet as compared to Evernote and Obsidian. So it is not as reliable as the other two, and but it's still an option that you can consider and you can try out, but it really needs improvement. So if we consider all three of our apps, we can conclude that with Obsidian you have deep research workflows with backlinks. With Notion over here you have structured article outlines in databases, and with Evernote you can collect lots of mixed media in one place. You should use Obsidian if you want a powerful personal notes, local storage, and idea connections. You should use Notion over here if you want templates, collaboration, and an all in one workspace. And Evernote should be used if you want easy capture, rich media support, and fast search. So you basically need to go all of the apps and you need to figure out which app suits you, your style, and the type of project you are working on, or whatever project or management or what kind of note taking you want to do, what your style is. Get in touch with that, get to know your style, get to know the style of your project, and then you can decide which app you need to use and which app would work better for you.